Hi, this is Eddie Connors here from the Islands Forge. I'm doing a set of videos on the ABANA Level 1 curriculum. So this first video is on safety. So that's the very beginning stage of starting your journey to become a blacksmith. So PPE is the most important part. So your glasses, leather apron, long sleeve clothes, boots with steel toe caps, gloves, and this glove is the non-hammer hand, and when you're holding your hammer, you don't need to wear a glove for that hand. So usually we don't bother with the glove holding the hammer, and because you want to get the feel of the hammer and hold it carefully. So the other item is ear muffs for hearing protection. So make sure you have a first aid kit in your workshop with eyewash or eye drops, and also have a fire extinguisher in your workshop for safety. When using machinery, that's one time where we're not wearing gloves. So if the revolving machines such as the pillar drill, extremely dangerous that a glove could get caught in the drill. Make sure there are no trip hazards on the floor and no spillages, nothing, no slips, nothing you could slip on, and have your workshop organised and tidy and ready for work before you start working in it. So make sure you have no fuel cans and oils and so on in the workshop. Have them out of the workshop because of the fire. So make sure to learn how to use the fire properly, how to light it, how to use it, and how to put it out all safely so that you're in a safe environment all the time. So when we are lifting out a bar out of the fire, the near end of the bar, if it's long enough, won't have heated up too much, so we can use the glove. The glove is protecting us from a burn, and we're working on the end of the bar, so that will be going into the orange and yellow colours, most likely a kind of a bright orange yellow for most of the work. And when that bar is cooling down, we leave it back at the side of the fire. Don't leave it out around somewhere, put it back into the side of the fire. So if this is your fire, your forge here, the side of it, out of the way, and you can't pick it up by accident if it's too hot. Remember, the metal bar is a blackish colour. When it's going to red, orange, yellow, white, hot, those heats, it's obvious where the not to touch because it's hot. But it's still very hot, and the bar still in its black colour, hasn't changed colour, could be extremely hazardous for getting a burn. So the only way you can really check a bar just sitting down on the bench or on the anvil is to pick up the bar with your tongs, bring it over to the water trough, touch it into the water trough, and you'll know straight away that's your best test. If the water's staying on the metal there, we know that it's still cold and not too hot. The tools that you're using in the workshop, make sure all your electrical equipment is correct. Make sure all your any machines that you're using, that they're all correct, plugs correct, and so on. The hand tools are the main tools we'll be using to begin with anyway. So it'll be a hammer and let's say a punch. So the hammer, make sure that the handle is solid and secure inside in the head of the hammer, and that the handle itself is good. Make sure that the tools that you're using, if you're using a punch for punching a hole in a hot bar of metal, so this is the business end that's doing the work, punching the hole, and then this end here, we want to make sure that that's not mushrooming out. So for example, after hammering this chisel here, we can see that the head of it there is all flattened out, mushrooming out, and that needs to be grinded off to make sure the piece of metal doesn't chip and fly and hurt you. And so we grind it back to this profile, let's say here, where it's just all tapered in slightly again for hammering. Finally, if you're visiting another forge, make sure you're working in a safe environment and following health and safety guidelines.